This is for...
So this is for VADA. I grew up in Dublin, and it was North County Dublin, which is different dialect than South County Dublin.
And where are your parents from?
Dublin, North County Dublin.
Also.
Also.
How long did you live there before you moved here?
22 years.
2 years. And where'd you go to school?
At a Christian Brothers School, St. Aidan's, CBS, Whitehall.
Great. And what kind of a student were you?
Terrible. Nonconformist.
Good. And, all right, tell me a little bit about North Dublin. What distinguishes it?
I don't know. I left Dublin. So
Yeah? Did you marry an Irish woman?
No, I'm single.
You're single. A handsome man like you single? I don't understand it at all. What made you move over here?
The lights.
The lights. Okay, so
Save me. Save me
Robert left his backpack.
from this madness.
do you cook?
No.
Well, that's why you're single.
Oh, well, I will remain a non-cook, so...
What's your favorite meal?
It depends on what the occasion is.
What's your favorite holiday?
Salmon is nice. Salmon.
Yeah.
Grilled salmon.
You ever been on a vacation?
Yes. Lots of vacations.
Where's your... you just poked yourself in the eye. Where's your favorite vacation spot?
Probably Florida.
Where?
The seafront.
Seafood. Like, where in Florida?
The last time I was there was Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I've got one sister.
Does she have a family?
Yes, she's got 4 children.
Where are they?
In Dublin.
Okay. How old are the kids?
20s. In their 20s.
Are they married?
No.
No. Okay. And what's the name of this company?
Royal European Coaches.
Do you like driving?
No, I hate driving and I hate people.
Do you have a favorite?
No, they all drive me mad.
Yeah, I hate old people.
When they all get off, that's my favourite time.
Do you know anything about Charles Darwin's house?
Yes,
Tell me
it's a
something.
nice house. That's all I know. It's a nice house, 2-story house.
Have you been there?
Yes. But
Was he married?
Yes, he was married to a Christian lady.
And was that
She was deeply Christian and he wasn't. He was, evolutionary.
Does that mean you can't be Christian if you're evolutionary?
Well, I don't know the details, but he wasn't too... I don't think he had too many strands of faith, but she did.
Mm-hmm. How long ago did they die?
Don't know the dates. You'll need to...
Okay. What's your favorite television show?
I don't watch much TV. It's
Do you
just
read books?
rubbish. Yes, 3 books a day.
All right. One story that was about that was a formative story of you growing up.
A story or a word?
A story.
haven't
I
got
want to hear you
stories.
speak.
No.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
You're such a good man. I'd hate to leave you alone.
An American
Yeah.
visited a golf course in Ireland, in the southwest of Ireland, and he asked the concierge, could he have a caddy and a buggy to play golf in the morning. And the concierge says, we have a fellow who's very good. Would you like to, what time would you like? And the American fellow said, we start at 10 if that's okay. So the concierge says, okay, so I know this fellow. I'll get him here for 10, but he might be half an hour late. You see, and the American thought, well, that's how the Irish do things. Sometimes late. Next morning, 10 o'clock, the Irishman was there with the buggy and the golf clubs, and they had a day's caddy. And the American gave him €100 for his services for the day. And they had a wonderful day on the golf course. And that evening, the American suggested to the Irishman, would they like to play a match against each other, you see? Mm-hmm. And the Irish fella says, yes, he says, we play for the €100 you gave me today. So the American fella said, well, what time would you like to play? So he said, would 10 o'clock suit? And the American said, 10 o'clock would be good. He said, he said, but the Irish fella said, I might be half an hour late, you see. So the American said, well, that's the Irish way. He said, that's okay, I'll do that. So the next morning, when the American went to the first tee, the Irishman was already there, and he was practicing his swing with left-handed golf clubs. He was a left-handed player. So that's the way they went, and they had their day's golf, and the Irishman absolutely murdered this American on the course, you see. So the American handed over another 100 euros. So the Irish fella says, I'll give you a chance. Tomorrow, he says, we shall do double or quits. He said, I would, the 200 euros that you've already given me, he said, we'll play for that. Same time again, he says. And the American said, well, okay, that's fine. He says, the Irish fella says, I might be half an hour late, he said, but I should be there. So the next morning, when the American got to the first tee, the Irishman was there, 10 o'clock, practicing with right-handed golf clubs. So they went out and they played the round of golf, and the Irishman murdered the American on the course again. So the American handed over another 100 euros, another 200 euros, double or quits, exactly. So at the bar, he said to the Irishman, he said, I've never met anybody who could play golf left-handed or right-handed and play so well. And the Irishman said, well, it depends on which way my wife wakes up. If she wakes up on her right side, I will play with the right-handed clubs. And if I wake up and my wife's on her left side, I'll play with left-handed clubs. And the American said, well, what about if she wakes up on her back? And the Irishman said, well, I might be half an hour late.